Hi everybody!
Hey!
So we're just excited to share our last trip with you. We went to Ocean Cove and it was our second time there. We went there in the spring and it was so cool that we said, oh, I want to come back here. But we had a purpose in coming back. There was this one spot that was on the cliffs, and when we saw it, we're like, oh, we want to stay there. So my plan was, if we come back after school goes back in session, then the place will be empty. We'll go on a weekday and we'll be insured to get that spot. So the whole way over, we're like, I hope we get that spot. And guess what happened?
Got spot.
Was it worth it?
Totally worth it. 3 completely different days of weather, and it was, everybody walked over and just wanted our spot. So
That's very true.
It's nice to have it.
Okay, we're here and we got the exact spot we wanted. And there's our car, there's our trailer, and it's a little windy because we're right on the ocean. Yeah, we're at the cliff spot. We're gonna sit right here. So here's our camp. Whoa, windy. There's our car, there's our picnic table on our fireplace, and here we are. When we first got there, it was super windy.
Oh man, we actually had to rope down the tent trailer to make sure nothing bent.
I was kind of concerned about setting up a pop-up tent trailer on that spot.
And it was worth the gamble for having that spot.
He said it was going to be fine, and he got to be right again. But I'm like envisioning the whole thing crashing down on our heads, pretty much. So setup, that was interesting because we set up, we picked our spot, we picked where we were going to park the trailer, and then
We realized that having the door on the windward side just served like a giant bellows. It would just fill up with air.
it was not a good idea.
And it would ultimately make us uncomfortable and rip the camper apart. So we had to turn it around. After everything was completely
After it was
set up.
open, like it was open and popped up, we realized we had to move it.
Yeah, it was disappointing.
Yeah.
It was frustrating.
Very.
But ultimately, for being there several days, it was well worth it.
He swears it can hold up to this wind. It's all on him. Change of plans. We had to turn our whole camper around. It's super windy and we had it facing the exact opposite of what we felt like we needed to do. So we had it almost set up and then we're like, ugh. So we turned it around and now it's just perfect. All we really had to do was kind of look at all these other campers and we'd see that they were back to the wind. And now we are, so we'll have at least a non-windy place to sit in our chairs, maybe. Oh, but that ocean, it's worth whatever we're doing.
So we got up the first morning and we had our protein shake, which we do every morning, and we went out in search of breakfast because we found this cool restaurant last time that we just loved. So we went back there and had breakfast. And how was that?
Once again, it's just like, part of it was breakfast, but the biggest part of it was this giant window and you're right over the ocean. So we're like the only people in the restaurant again, and looking at the entire seascape in front of us. It was just amazing.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And we got out and walked around. There was a barn and an old house. Like there was this farm right on the edge of the ocean. I can't imagine what it was like to be a farmer. Probably lonely because there's no towns now. There was no towns then for sure, but it was right on the edge of the ocean. A big farm, a big barn. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, really super cool.
But the food wasn't as good as last time, I just have to say. So we kind of wanted to find something better. And we did. I was asking someone at the desk, where can I get a mocha? And they said Stewart's Point Store. So we discovered Stewart's Point Store and that became our go-to. They had the most amazing cookies. They had doggy treats that the dogs just loved. And they had a really good food. So we ate there a couple of times and we didn't do much cooking. But that first day we cooked. We actually cooked.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We never cooked.
A gourmet meal.
We never cook when we're camping, but we cooked. What do we cook?
sausages.
We roasted hot dogs
and
over
beans,
the fire.
Canned beans.
Yep, we did it.
But it was a lot of fun. I mean, again, you're on the cliff with a campfire, roasting hot dogs, so there's nothing better.
It was fun. It was really fun. So the rest of the time we ate out and just stayed at our camp spot for fun. And I think that first day we just sat there for hours and did nothing.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I mean, we kind of just fell asleep in our chairs watching the ocean, woke up, looked some more, fell asleep again. It was just so relaxing. We just sat there. We just sat there on the cliff.
It was kind of cool because that particular spot, now whether we get it again, who knows, but it's an enviable spot because no matter what goes on behind you, there could be hundreds of campers and even generators running and you won't hear them. They're just, all you're seeing in front of you is just ocean. It's super, super cool.
I loved it. I want to be there right now. We decided to stay an extra day. It wasn't too hard to talk him into it, but kind of. I just like looking on the calendar and I'm like, you don't have anything booked. I think nobody's going to miss us if we're gone an extra day. We're all set up. Let's just stay an extra day. And so we did.
Yep. It was super cool. I got up early in the morning and it was going to be a sunny day. The day previous, there was nicest, great, incredible mist in the air. So from a photographer standpoint, it was like amazing. So unfortunately, I didn't shoot enough pictures that day. So being a sunny day, this day I had to get up early around 7 o'clock and drive down to some redwoods and stuff and take some pictures before the sun actually came up.
Oh, they're amazing pictures too. We'll share them. The other thing we did is we had a kind of backup plan if this place was closed or we couldn't get in. It was a first come first serve, so we had no reservation. So we had a backup plan to go higher north to a KOA campground. And so we decided to drive up there and check it out and see if we might want to come back and go to it. And the verdict is...
no, where you go back to the same spot again and again and again and again.
The KOA, it was nothing wrong with it. I don't want to say anything bad about it, but it was far from the ocean. You'd have to get in your car and drive. It sounded like you could just walk across the street and be at the ocean. That wasn't the case. And, you know, I kind of like KOAs because they're, you know, they have the bathrooms, the showers, they had a jacuzzi and a swimming pool and lots of things to do. But honestly, I like the camping feel of the camp spot we were at, where it was rougher. There was only, you know, toilets, shower, some running water, but you had to go find it. And, you know, the toilets were porta potties, so it wasn't like luxury, but I loved the ruggedness of it. And just, I mean...
It felt like camping. You were pretty much unplugged. You know, no internet.
Oh, let's talk about that. How was that for you?
It was hard. Yeah, I like posting stuff all the time. So it's, well, we both do. So it was difficult. But, you know, you could drive 5 minutes up the road, have a cup of coffee and
But
post.
your choice would be to be plugged in.
Yeah, I think so. I would like electricity and internet, but it was nice.
As much as we say that, I think it was good for us.
It was good for us, yeah.
So there you go,
Yeah.
unplugged.
More time looking at the ocean, less time
Yeah, well,
looking at
that's
the-
true.
Yeah.
What's your best memory of this trip?
I suppose the joy of just driving by the campsite and seeing that the spot we wanted right on the cliff was available. That was just amazing. Made me really happy. It was neat finding great places for coffee. Just went down and took a nice sunset picture at the rocks with the waves crashing and stuff. And, just moments like that. And just the two of us sitting on the cliff just for hours and hours, just looking at the ocean was amazing.
I would say that's my favorite part, is just sitting in my chair on the cliff, comfy cozy, and just sitting there watching the waves. Oh, I'm just so enjoying it. The sound of the waves. We're like the only people here in this campground. I think there's like one other people that have a campfire. So, there, can you see the ocean behind me? Oh my gosh. Sun's already set, but the glow is still out there. So pretty. So glad we came. Oh, and you have to see our cute little light setup. Isn't that cool?
Hubby set it up.
And for me to just sit there and watch waves was so relaxing. And I just kind of watched the surf and watched the rocks and watched the waves, watched the sunset. It was just awesome. That was my favorite part.
And it was cool too because we weren't like on a beach where things were kind of mild. It was like we had these giant craggy rocks and
yeah.
the waves were shooting straight up in the air and stuff. So it was pretty exciting the whole time.
Would you go back?
Yeah.
I'd go back
definitely,
in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed our last trip to Ocean Cove and cliff camping. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.